There's a vast and treacherous stretch of ocean in the western Atlantic, an imaginary triangle extending between Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and the southernmost tip of Florida. This area, spanning about 1.3 million square kilometers of open sea, is known by a more sinister name, the Bermuda Triangle, or, as some call it, the Devil's Triangle. For centuries, tales of inexplicable disappearances of ships and aircraft, leaving no trace, have fueled legends and theories, transforming it into one of our planet's greatest enigmas. The Bermuda Triangle's fame didn't emerge suddenly. Reports of strange phenomena in the region date back to Christopher Columbus's time, who, on his first voyage to the New World in 1492, recorded in his diary a compass needle behaving erratically and the observation of a strange light on the horizon. However, it was from the 20th century onwards that the mystery truly gained momentum and became solidified in popular imagination. One of the most emblematic and chilling cases is that of Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers, Avenger aircraft, took off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training flight. Led by experienced instructor Lieutenant Charles Taylor, the mission, which should have lasted a few hours, turned into a nightmare. The pilots reported compasses going wild, instruments failing, and complete disorientation, with visibility rapidly deteriorating. Distressing radio messages were received. "We don't know where we are. Everything is wrong. It looks like we are plunging into white water. ... And then, silence. All 5 planes, with 14 crew members aboard, disappeared without leaving a single piece of wreckage. To worsen the mystery, a search and rescue plane, a Martin Mariner seaplane with 13 men aboard, was dispatched to search for Flight 19. Approximately 20 minutes after takeoff, it also vanished. It was never seen again. In a single night, 6 aircraft and 27 men disappeared into thin air, without any logical explanation or trace. Another famous case involves the U.S. Navy cargo ship USS Cyclops. In March 1918, this 165-meter giant, carrying a cargo of manganese ore and 306 people, disappeared en route to Baltimore, Maryland, after leaving Barbados. There was no distress call, nor any trace of the ship or its occupants found, despite extensive searches. The loss of the Cyclops, at the time, was the largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. Its disappearance without a satisfactory explanation fueled theories of anomalous forces in the region. The list of disappearances is long and unsettling. Captain Joshua Slocum's yacht, the Spray, the first man to sail solo around the world, vanished in the region in 1909. Ships like the Marine Sulphur Queen, a 160-meter oil tanker that disappeared in 1963 with 39 crew members, and the SSL Pharaoh, a modern cargo ship that sank in 2015 with 33 people aboard during Hurricane Joaquin, although the latter has a clearer explanation, still reinforce the treacherous reputation of these waters. Accounts from survivors of nearby incidents also contribute to the legend. Pilots describe inexplicable electronic fogs or time tunnels. Sailors see mysterious lights in the sky or water, and vessels are found completely abandoned and intact, without a single crew member. These cases, often with disturbing testimonies, lay the groundwork for the Bermuda Triangle's ominous reputation as a portal to the unknown, an oceanic graveyard where the laws of physics seem not to apply. While the Bermuda Triangle is undoubtedly the most famous and publicized of the devil's graveyards, the truth is that strange phenomena and inexplicable disappearances are not exclusive to that Atlantic region. Around the globe, there are other oceanic areas that share a sinister reputation, where ships and aircraft seem to vanish without a trace, defying logic and fueling theories about geophysical anomalies, energy fields, or even dimensional portals. One of the most notorious of these locations is the Devil's Sea, also known as the Dragon's Triangle, located in the Pacific Ocean, near the coast of Japan, between Miyake Island and Iwo Jima. Like the Bermuda Triangle, this area is famous for a series of mysterious disappearances. Reports of compasses going wild, communication failures, and the sudden vanishing of vessels are common. The Japanese government even designated it as an official danger zone due to the large number of inexplicable incidents. A striking case in the Devil's Sea involved the Japanese research ship Kaio Maruno 5. In 1952, this vessel was sent to investigate the disappearance of several other fishing boats in the region. The Kaio Maruno 5, with 31 crew members aboard, including scientists, also vanished without a trace. The last communication indicated that the weather was worsening, but there was no distress call or any indication of catastrophic problems. The ship and its occupants were never found, solidifying the Devil's Sea's ominous reputation. Another point of mystery is the Michigan Triangle, an area in Lake Michigan, in the United States. Although it's a lake and not an ocean, the Michigan Triangle is also the scene of unusual disappearances of ships and planes. One of the most well-known cases is that of Northwest Airlines Flight 2501, which disappeared in 1950 with 58 people aboard. Despite an extensive search, only small fragments of wreckage were found, and the main body of the aircraft was never located. There are also reports of ships that vanished or were found abandoned in the lake, adding a layer of enigma to this freshwater body. Besides these, there are other less famous but equally intriguing areas. The region known as the Bermuda Triangle, in Massachusetts, USA, is associated with UFO sightings, cryptozoological creatures, and disappearances. Although it's not an oceanic graveyard, the concentration of strange events places it in the category of anomalous zones. There is also the Bennington Triangle, in Vermont, where several people disappeared under mysterious circumstances between 1945 and 1950, leaving no trace in the dense forest. The existence of these devil's graveyards around the world suggests that the phenomena observed in the Bermuda Triangle may not be unique. They point to the possibility that certain geographical regions, perhaps due to specific geological characteristics, magnetic fields or ocean currents, may have a greater propensity for inexplicable incidents. This global perspective of the mystery leads us to question whether there is a common force at play, or if each of these locations possesses its own peculiar anomaly. The search for answers, however, usually returns to the most famous of all, the enigmatic Bermuda Triangle. The cases of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, full of disturbing details like maddening compasses, silencing radios, and vanishing planes without a trace, have fueled a vast array of theories, some bordering on the supernatural, others rooted in science, all seeking to unravel what truly happens in these treacherous waters. Among the most fanciful and popular explanations are those involving supernatural or extraterrestrial forces. Some believe the triangle is a dimensional portal, a kind of time warp or shortcut to another dimension, which sucks ships and planes out of our reality. Other theories speak of UFO intervention, extraterrestrials abducting vessels for study, or even using the area as a secret underwater base. There are also those who cling to older legends, suggesting that ruins of the mythical lost city of Atlantis lie at the bottom of the ocean, and their remnant energies or technologies are responsible for the disturbances. These ideas, though lacking any scientific proof, continue to fuel the region's fascination and mystery. However, the scientific community and many investigators lean towards explanations based on natural phenomena and human error, which, although less dramatic, are more plausible. One of the most prominent theories is that of methane hydrate release. On the ocean floor of the Bermuda Triangle, there are vast deposits of frozen methane hydrates. It is believed that, under certain geological conditions, such as underwater earthquakes or temperature changes, these hydrates can destabilize and release large bubbles of methane gas. When these bubbles emerge, they can drastically reduce the density of the water, causing ships to completely lose their buoyancy and sink rapidly, with no time to send a distress call. For planes, the sudden release of gas into the atmosphere could cause a loss of lift and engine failure, resulting in abrupt crashes. This theory is supported by experiments showing how gas bubbles can indeed engulf floating objects. Another explanation lies in the region's extreme meteorological conditions. The Bermuda Triangle is located in an area known for the rapid and intense formation of tropical storms, hurricanes, and whirlpools. The ocean there can transform from calm to chaotic in a matter of minutes, with giant waves and devastating winds. A meteorological phenomenon called rogue waves or freak waves, which are waves of exceptional size and force, appearing unexpectedly, could also be responsible for the sinking of larger vessels without prior warning. Visibility can be quickly reduced to zero by torrential rains and sudden fogs. Geomagnetic anomalies are also frequently cited. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the few regions on Earth where the geographic north and the magnetic north, which is where compasses point, perfectly align. In other words, there is no magnetic declination. This paradoxically can cause confusion for pilots and navigators who are not accustomed to calibrating their compasses for this particularity, leading to navigation errors that divert vessels into dangerous waters or off expected routes. Furthermore, local fluctuations and anomalies in the Earth's magnetic field can indeed affect onboard instruments, causing electrical and electronic failures, which may explain reports of compasses and radios going haywire. Finally, human error and the overestimation of the mystery cannot be ruled out. Many of the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle occurred at a time when navigation and communication technology was less advanced. Calculation errors, misguided decisions by pilots or captains in adverse conditions, and mechanical failures are common occurrences in maritime and air transport. Additionally, the region is one of the busiest in the world in terms of traffic, which naturally leads to a higher number of incidents. The media and popular culture, over the years, have amplified these disappearances, creating a narrative of mystery that is far more seductive than prosaic explanations of natural phenomena or errors. While the idea of portals or aliens is exciting, science suggests that Mother Nature, in her fury and complexity, may be most responsible for the disappearances, along with the imperfections of human navigation. Despite numerous investigations and scientific explanations offered, the Bermuda Triangle maintains its place as one of the greatest and most enduring enigmas of the modern world. The mystery surrounding the inexplicable disappearances has generated a profound cultural impact. solidifying the region as an icon of the inexplicable and fertile ground for human imagination. Since the term Bermuda Triangle was popularized by writer Vincent Gaddis in 1964, the area has become the subject of countless books, articles, documentaries, films, and television series. Works like The Bermuda Triangle by Charles Berlitz sold millions of copies, catapulting the enigma into the mainstream. The media, eager for stories of mystery and adventure, contributed significantly to the region's supernatural aura, often prioritizing sensationalism over factual analysis. This representation in popular culture created an almost mythical image of the triangle, where reality merges with fiction, and the boundary between possible and impossible becomes blurred. The persistence of the mystery, even in the face of rational explanations, lies largely in the terrifying nature of the disappearances. Ships and planes that vanish without a distress call, leaving no significant wreckage, evoke a primal fear of the unknown. The idea that an invisible force can simply erase a vessel and its crew from the face of the earth is far more disturbing than the explanation of a severe storm or a gas bubble. This narrative of terror and helplessness resonates deeply, fueling curiosity and skepticism in equal measure. Furthermore, the absence of a single, irrefutable explanation for all cases allows the mystery to continue to thrive, although theories like methane bubbles and rogue waves are scientifically plausible for some incidents. They do not cover the entirety of the reports, and geomagnetic anomalies are difficult to prove as the direct cause of all accidents. This gap in knowledge, combined with the complexity of the oceanic and atmospheric environment, allows speculation to fill the voids, keeping the flame of the enigma alive. For science, the Bermuda Triangle is largely an amplified myth. Organizations like the U.S. Coast Guard and marine insurers state that the number of disappearances in the region is not statistically higher than in other areas of intense traffic worldwide, and that most incidents can be explained by natural phenomena or human error, though not always with proper evidence. They point out that the Atlantic has unpredictable weather conditions, and that miscalculation or mechanical failure are, in fact, the most common causes of maritime and air disasters anywhere. Nevertheless, the Bermuda Triangle's fascination goes beyond logic. It has become a symbol of nature's ability to surprise, a reminder of human fragility before greater forces, and a hunting ground for imagination, where the inexplicable finds a permanent home. It is one of the few places on the world map that still inspires stories of portals to other dimensions, alien abductions, and submerged cities with lost energies. The Devil's Graveyard continues to be a portal to our own fascination with the unknown, a silent invitation to question the limits of science and reality, and a testament to the powerful attraction that mystery exerts on the human mind. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most persistent and debated mysteries of modern history. Which aspect of this enigma intrigues you most? The scientific explanations or the supernatural legends surrounding it? Have you ever dreamed of sailing or flying over the Bermuda Triangle, or which other devil's graveyard around the world sparks your curiosity more? Share your opinion in the comments. And if there's another mysterious place in human history you'd love us to explore in our next video, leave your suggestion below. Your curiosity is our guide to unraveling the deepest secrets of world history.